from my heart and from my hand. Why don't people understand my intention?
Hello. You're expecting some grandiose entrance like this. Hello!
There it is. Caught me off guard. I didn't know what to do.
I don't know. Sometimes it takes a while to hit.
Well, listen.
Yeah.
Glad it kicked in when it did.
The crescendo.
Welcome back, volleyball world. We are here with Win by 2, another riveting episode. We got to be honest with you, our steady viewers. We're having a hard time adjusting to all of the fame and accolades that we've been getting.
I was like incognito. And still
the paparazzi was outside my door, followed me to my court. We've been nominated for a vloggy.
I dressed up like Superman, and no one knew it was me.
True story.
I mean, they didn't know I was really Superman.
Right.
Thought I was.
So you're running a big risk, but we certainly appreciate everyone who comes up to us at the tournaments and say they enjoy these videos.
It's awesome.
We like doing them. We're doing them to help educate, but also to have fun. And so we're glad you're watching. Spread the word. That's the key.
Yeah.
Like it, subscribe, and tell everybody else, because I think it could be a cool community thing. And hey, I've had 2 people that have volunteered to come on and be guests. Mm-hmm. So people are starting to be like, I want to do it. Now, most of them are teenage girls, and I don't want them on the vlog, but
I had a couple of adults that.
Oh, did you?
They said they just wanted to sit in and watch, and I was like, "Oh, studio audience?
Oh, hey." Spoiler alert! I just decided live studio audience show coming soon.
Yes.
Maybe this summer. Be on the lookout. We're gonna be taking applications for extras.
You check under your seat. You may win a prize. You win a car, and you win a car.
It's a little Matchbox.
Hot Wheels, yeah. I got
seat.
plenty at my house.
It's a good idea. So today we decided we're getting into the season now. We've had a couple of bid events, Triple Crown, Tour, and every year there's one hot topic that comes up that I happen to know a lot about. No, those hot pockets.
Well, it is lunchtime, so.
That's a good point. And that is VSTAR.
VSTAR.
VSTAR. Not to be confused with WorldStar, the Stars Network.
VSTAR should have their own little channel.
They should.
VSTAR.
They should.
WorldStar VSTAR.
Hey, we're for hire.
Yeah.
We'll do Win by VSTAR.
We'll show people beating each other down on the rankings. No,
somebody wiping out on a skateboard.
Oh yeah, we've already trademarked
with
that.
With a volleyball in their hand.
Don't try to take it. Gino, you got
VSTAR.
that trademark registered? Good, thank you.
Oh, that's funny. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna explain to you, if you've had any parents, especially if you're new to club volleyball in the North Texas region, if you're an out of region team and you're like, what is this thing?
Yeah.
Or if you're a coach and you're like, how come I'm not getting moved up in the rankings? Or this episode's for you. So hang in there. We're gonna go through the whole thing. We're going to ask questions. Jeff has volunteered to play the role of the dumb parent coach. So he's going to ask the random questions.
I got to get in character. Hold on. Bang, 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 bang.
I'm willing to bet it's going to be a redneck accent, but hey, he may surprise us and go British. I don't know. We'll find out.
You never know, mate.
Spot on. This is so good.
I love Cheerios.
What was that?
I'm multiple parents.
I love Cheerios.
I'm multiple parents.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good. I'm looking forward to naming each one of them.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is we're going to put a little video up here so you can kind of see what's going on. But the first thing we want to do before we get into exactly how the thing works is answer a few parent questions. So
yeah,
random parent. What's your first question about VSTAR? Come on, Daniel Day-Lewis.
Let's see. Why do y'all use VSTAR?
Oh, that's a great question. Why do we use VSTAR? So a few years back, the region recognized the need for a ranking and registration system. And we put it out for proposal, a bid. We put it out for bid. And a couple of people came back and said, we want to build this. And the original ranking system was something completely different.
Yeah.
And the formula was what it was. It did what it did. And it got to the point where the region decided they wanted to switch over. And so then we went to VSTAR. So VSTAR wasn't the first.
That seems so long ago.
Right? I almost forgot about it until just then.
Yeah.
That system had its pros and cons.
Mm-hmm.
The person who was running it said this is a hassle. So
Which I'm
VSTAR
sure,
stepped
yeah.
up and said, here's a system. We have a plan. We pitched it. The board voted on it. They approved it. And they rent it. So the part of VSTAR does the rankings, the region leases. The tournament registration side of VSTAR, which is different. Also, the tournament scheduling side is also different. Those are all three parts of VSTAR. But the registration system, the region bought. So when your coach goes on and registers you for a tournament, he uses VSTAR. When you're looking for a schedule of the tournaments, you go to VSTAR.
Right.
That the region owns. When you click over to the actual schedule and live results, VSTAR owns that, and they hire that out to tournaments.
Okay.
The rankings, the region leases that program. So VSTAR runs that program, VSTAR chooses the formula, and the region leases that.
Makes
so
sense.
that's what it is.
Makes sense, yeah.
All right, what other questions do you have?
Well, you kind of answered what it was, so
that's true.
That was my other
I kinda
question.
did both. You're right. So that's what it is, and that's what it does. Or that's why we have it.
Right. So then I guess the next one would be, how does it work?
Oh, well, let's find out. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get on and show you exactly. Okay, so I should point this out. If you run a tournament in our region that is sanctioned by our region, Lone Star is sanctioned by USA Volleyball, so that doesn't count.
Right.
But if you run it in our region, you have to seed or rank the teams by VSTAR. So whatever their ranking is in VSTAR, that's where they go in the pools.
Right.
Has to be done by rule. If you don't do it, you could lose your tournament, get sanctioned, the whole nine
Right.
yards. So let's find out how they do that. So I'm going to put a video up here.
Hoo-ah!
All right. So what you see here is is VSTAR. Actually, let me just go to VSTAR. So I got it bookmarked here. I'm going to go to VSTAR Volleyball. Oh, I was already there. This is the homepage. You go to, let's say you want to figure out which pool you're going to be in at the upcoming tournament, right? So you go to juniors and you go to schedule and results. And for this one, we're going to go to our good friends at Ace Volleyball. Shout out Siskas. And we're going to click on the Under Armour Open. Okay, we click on Under Armour Open. And here we have the divisions. Now we're going to choose 14 and under, and it's highlighted because I've already done it. We click on this and we go to download team list. I've already downloaded it. Boom. There it is. This is what it's going to come up. It's what it's going to look like. Okay. So what we have here is we have all the clubs, the teams, what they're displayed as, their team code, their status, and how many ranking points they have. So this is what we want to pay attention to. I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. Okay. So this is what we want to pay attention to right here. Now I'm going to delete this because it's just taking up space. You with me so far? All right. I know it seems complicated, but so far we're on easy street. So in this particular tournament, we've got a team that has 70 points and a team that has 27 points. Here's how VSTAR works. So when you see the tournament, you come in there and you say, okay, this team is going to go to pool 1. This team is going to go to pool 2. And there are 12 teams, so we're going to have 3 pools of 4 probably. Tournament director's choice. They could do 4 pools of 3. Most of the time they don't. This pool is going to go to 3. And then it does what we call snaking, and it goes 3, 2, 1. Oops.
That's
1.
a 2. Oh, there you
And
go.
then 1, 2, 3, and then 3, 2, 1. So by the time you watch this video, this tournament will have already happened. You can go back and look. This is probably what the pools looked like, unless this pending team ended up dropping, which they probably won't. They just probably haven't updated it yet. So these are this pool. Ace would be first in pool 1. Elite Black would be first in pool 2. In our region, you don't move teams for pool conflicts if they're 1 or 2. You can if they're 3 or 4.
You don't, or you're not allowed to?
You're not allowed to.
Okay.
Yeah, by rule. It's a good question. Thank you, random coach.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this is how it is. Now, this is just how you know who you're playing. That doesn't matter at all. Let's find out how VSTAR works. VSTAR, once this tournament starts, does this. Let's take these points, and we're going to set them aside.
Okay, hold on.
Okay.
Where did they get those points from?
Those points came from the rankings. So every team gets assigned a preseason number based on what that team did last year.
Okay.
Right? But your team may have changed a lot. It's not the same team. So that number is used.
Wait, that happens in Dallas?
Believe it or not, kids go to different clubs. Can you believe that?
For shame.
That's a tragedy. Unless they go to Premiere. Then it's awesome.
Shut up.
At MLK, that preseason number is only used a small percentage to break ties. And you get your new number, which is based on how you finish at MLK. If you don't play at MLK, it's how you finish at your first tournament.
Right.
And you get a number, and then from then on, every tournament gives you a number, and at the end of the year, you average those numbers. So right now, this number here is 72.12, represents ACE's averaged points. So if we go back here to VSTAR, and we go to region team rankings, and we go to 14s and under, and we control find ACE.
They should be.
We look at ACE. They have, well, this is the updated rankings. So that number we're using here, I know it's ACE 14 national, so we got to find ACE 14 national.
There you go.
There they go. Yeah, 72.12. You can see that number, 72.12. Well, how'd they get that number? I'll just click on them. Because they didn't play at MLK. They got 62.29, but then they went to the AVC and got 81.9, so they got 72.12.
And that's by
their
adding those numbers and dividing by 2.
Correct.
Like win by 2, but divide by 2.
Correct.
All right. I'm getting this. See, dumb parent.
So now, let's say these teams finish in this order. Let's say they win it. They get second. These two teams tie for third. Everything is the same. But this team, sorry, Barefoot, this team gets sixth. Or they can't get sixth. They're going to get tied for fifth. Let's say they get ninth. And then these teams tie for fifth. Right? And then this team the other teams tie for ninth because they all go to one bracket, hypothetically. These don't change. These stay in this order. These were the order they came in with. So the points the teams came in with are going to be applied to how they finish. So now you take these and you rank them by ranking points, which is no longer ranking points. Ranking points is now over here. These are the ranking points. So now these are the teams and how they finished. So you drag them over here. That's the points they get. Right? So Barefoot came in as the 5th highest ranked team, but they leave down here. So they came in with this many points, but for this tournament, they're going to get this many points. And then this number here gets averaged into whatever their previous number was and divided by the total number of tournaments. And that's how many points they'll have going into the next tournament. So that's how it works. Real simple. You get what you earn. So if you come in and a tournament is worth, the tournament should be worth however good it is.
Right.
So
the
if you
highest
beat
ranking
Ace,
team. The
right,
highest ranking.
You
Okay.
get that many points. If the next team is here and you beat them, you don't get 71 points, just under that, because that's not what it was worth. Right? It was worth whatever it was. And so in that sense, it's kind of ingenious. So now, because there are ties here, what we do is all of these teams get the same points. And because there was a tie here, all of these teams get the same points. And because there was a tie here, these teams get the same points. So when these numbers get entered back into the system, those teams get those points. And then every time the rankings are run, you get a new average. And then a new average. It's not done weekly. It's not done after every tournament. The schedule is actually on the website. So that's a short, super quick tutorial on how you get points from a tournament. And then the next time the rankings are run, which will be on, according to this, February 15th, the results will change. So if we're still looking at, let's look at Excel. They've got 2 tournaments. By the time this video comes out, they'll have played in probably 4 or 5.
The 15th.
They'll have a new number. Okay. So
the rankings, I think they'll come out today.
they might.
I think they will.
They usually come out on a Wednesday. Is that right?
Yeah, I think the 15th is today.
Is it today? Oh, you're right. I think it is today.
Yeah.
So very appropriately timed
I
episode.
know. Need some Scooby Doo music in there.
You blasted
Okay,
kids.
I do have a question on that though.
Yeah, let's talk.
But I beat that team.
Oh yeah.
Like I played. So let's pretend I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot 16-2 red coach.
Sure, let's talk.
And I'm playing in a tournament, and I play a team that's ranked higher than me.
Sure.
You know, they're the one in my pool, so they're obviously higher.
So we
than
get
me.
up for it. That's a big match.
Oh yeah, heck yeah.
So
we get up, we beat them.
Gotta bring it.
We take first in the pool.
Dang right we do.
They take second in the pool.
Those guys, they choke. We beat them.
So then day 2 comes around. We're in the gold, whatever. We go to a bracket. I lose my first match. They win their first match. I lose my next match. They win that next match.
Right.
How do they get points higher than me even though I beat them?
Right. Welcome to what people have a problem with. Head-to-head doesn't matter in VSTAR. It's how you finish. Now, this is where I think the biggest problem with people have is they look at VSTAR and they're like, this should be a ranking of who has the better team, and I beat them, so my team's better. Because sports is black and white. So people love about it. Doesn't matter if you were undefeated. Eli Manning beat you, right? Like that, you're not the best team. Although people say, well, they were okay. Doesn't matter because they finished higher, and the argument is who won the tournament.
Right.
If the person who won the tournament lost a match in pool play, they don't go back to the team that beat them in pool play and go, "Here's your trophy." Right? We measure who wins by who wins the tournament.
That would be very, very. That'd be a very great gesture.
Yeah, except for they lost to somebody. You got to go to that person. Head to head's great, but that's not how you determine who won.
You know what though? On that
wins?
that method right there, it would end up back at the first place team anyway. Like I want to 7 degrees. I want to find out what
7 degrees of Jeff.
You
Kiesling.
beat me, it goes to you.
Right,
but that
right,
beat
right.
them, that goes to them, and then by the time
It
someone
would end because everybody got beat by somebody.
I wonder.
But at some point, it would get caught in a loop where 3 teams beat each other. Well, I'll give you an example.
Figure
Ready?
it out.
So, I know a coach who was had a very good team, but they weren't number 1 in the country, and he lost to the same team who was predicted to win nationals 3 times, and then in the tune-up tournament before nationals, he beats that team, and then goes to nationals and plays that team to go to the gold medal rounds, and wins. Ends up winning it, but came into the tournament seeded 10th or whatever. Lost 3 times to that team. Should I take your championship away or should I give it to Jason Williams? No. Right?
And you know why? Because they didn't score enough points to make a set.
Right. So you won that year. You should have won that year. You're the national champion that year. You should get points for that. You don't get points for beating somebody. You get points for winning the tournament. How you get there doesn't matter according to VSTAR. So, and it should be pointed out, VSTAR doesn't claim to be a 1-by-1 ranking. The motivation is not, if you ask the people that came up with it, and I helped in that process, but I'm not the author of it.
Right.
Their design is to get them ranked by tier. They want the top tier, the next tier, the next tier. Whether that's the top 2, then the top 6, then the top 12, then the top whatever. And if you look at the VSTAR rankings, it usually happens. It's very, very rare that somebody in the 30s ends up in the final 8 or the final 4 of a tournament that has the top 30 teams in it.
Right.
So to that end, it's doing its job. But it doesn't care if you want head-to-head.
Is all that information on what is VSTAR?
Yeah.
Like, is there a...
There is.
Because you know how people are not...
Gotta go to the
they have a book for dummies for everything.
Region team rankings.
How to be dumb for dummies.
Right here. And if I'm still recording, so Chino, you can bring this video up. It's not intended to be a tool, or is intended to be a tool for ranking tournaments. The goal of the system is to give an earned value to teams who have played in events. It was set up to be a simple, easy to understand system that awards points based on where you finish. And that's what it says.
Yeah, that's not very...
And that's right. It's impossible for any system to be perfect. I mean, look at NCAA football. All that formula and everything, all that does is all the polls and the rankings and the votes. It's just for
I don't watch football. I don't know.
just for fans to argue. I think it does the job, but it's very hard for people to understand.
Yeah, it is. It is,
and it shouldn't be. Hopefully, this will help. Like points come in, first place gets the first place points. Second place gets the second place points. and then you average your points over the season.
But see, don't you think if that was in the directions or instructions, if it said
that statement,
this is how it finishes, because it's layman. I mean, people don't understand algorithms and all that kind of stuff.
Right. And it doesn't have one. It's like that's the beauty of it. There's no one if this, then this, and plus this, and take the cosine of that. It's
tap the brakes. We use a simple algorithm.
I know. I don't know what's in there. I guess I don't know what the actual definition of an algorithm is.
Post definition of an algorithm. Well,
that makes more sense. Yeah, that's way more. Yeah. I don't know why we didn't think of that. But I know what it does do is it says this plus this plus. Like people know how to average.
Yeah.
This plus this plus this.
On an average, most people do.
Yeah. Average people on average know how to average.
Yeah.
Your turn.
Probably on Wednesday.
So such an average choice a day. We think I think it's a pretty simple system. It's easy. You can look at it. You can say, well, why didn't I get points for this?
Yeah, I mean, if it's explained, it's how you finish, regardless.
That's it. Doesn't matter who you played. Doesn't matter how you got there.
Yeah, you could beat TAV in pool play.
Yes,
and that's the only match they lose.
Yep,
and they finish first. You finish 10th.
You're gonna get 10th place points.
TB, yeah, too bad.
The old system used to account for head to head, and we had two problems. One, it's trouble keeping track of them because we don't do live results for everything. Not every tournament uses live results.
They should.
In today's day and age, I would tend to agree with you.
Yeah.
So tracking those head-to-head results was difficult, but also people were lying. There were coaches reporting wins that weren't wins.
No, liars?
Believe it or not.
People trying to make them look better than they really are.
Who would do such a thing? Own yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, you got to
own your truth.
It's not hard, too.
Pro tip. Own your truth.
There's a magnitude of pro tips today. Y'all be ready.
So let's answer. So there's a couple other issues.
Yeah. What's the let's see. The Libwitz concern.
We have a coach who's
remains to be
upset.
nameless.
Super upset. So let's just make up a name.
This is him. His name's Jay Libwitz.
I was going to make up a name.
Oh, I did.
Oh, right. Jay's concern is mathematical, and he's got a point here. And this is one of the cons of VSTAR that I think is unavoidable, and I have an answer for it. But his argument is this. Whatever points you get in MLK, you're done. You're set for the rest of the year. There's no movement. I think that is an oversimplification. If you get 50th at MLK because your best player was out or whatever,
right,
and you come back in every other tournament you win,
or third on the tour,
or third on the tour, and you come back and win every other tournament you play, including tournaments where those teams that finished ahead of you are, you will move up drastically.
Right,
but that doesn't happen. And his argument is, well, of course not, because now I'm seated down here. It's very, very rare in VSTAR that I think that a team who is a top 5 or a top 8 or should be in the 20s doesn't end up in those tiers. If you come in 50th and you're one of the top 30 teams, you usually migrate to there because teams that aren't up there drop and you do better. If you're in the top 8 and you get it and you end up 20th at MLK, but then you go to the tour and you win it, and then you go to Nike and you win it, you're going to get up there. It's going to happen. So I get his point, but also the thing is this: when you get to regionals,
is there a woodpecker in here?
You get to regionals, and you win a big match. You finish high. Somebody's booking airline tickets.
I thought we had a court reporter in the room. I was
stenographer. Yeah, I was trying to make sure it gets all this for the transcript. If you want to order the transcript of 1x2,
yep, $9.99
right here. Email at Chino. You get to regionals, you win regionals. You were a low seeded team, and then you go to VSTAR. You're like, oh yeah, I should move up, and you don't. Well, it's because you had a season of 85 points, and then you got 196. It's not. At the end of the season, wins matter less. Your body of work is where you're going to be ranked.
Right.
And people have a problem with that.
Well, but what he's saying is because you start so low that the next time at the next tournament you're seated low.
Correct.
So you're going to inevitably draw one of the big dogs,
right?
And
then you lose early and you never get a chance.
And you're going to be stuck.
And we've taken some measures to try and work on that. Which is one of them is adding power pools to those bid events after MLK.
Right.
So that way all the big dogs are kind of isolated. Big dogs, top 8. If you're 25th. There's a good chance you're playing one of the top 8 in pool play, which puts you in. Like, let's say you're the second in pool 1.
Right.
Well, now I'm losing to one of the best teams in the region. Well, guess what? First round tomorrow, I get the second seeded team in the tournament.
Right.
I might have beat 6 through 15, but I never got to play them.
Right.
So that's why we added power pools, because now you do get to play them. You get to play them in pool play before you go to the bracket and get a chance to break some of those ties.
Yeah.
So that helps.
I think the power pools are great.
I think they're going to be. I think it's going to.
I'm glad I came up with the idea.
Yeah.
Do you know I'm actually older than that? But whatever.
So that is a problem with VSTAR if you look at it that way. If you think regionals and nationals and Lone Star should count more than MLK because it's the most recent, if you're trying to track who's the best team today, that's not what VSTAR is trying to do. VSTAR wants to track your whole body of work. What have you done from December to May, December to June? That's what it wants to do.
Why not July?
To July, sure.
Because what if you are the 3rd ranked team in the region and you go to nationals and finish 1st, and then when the region starts back up next year, you're somehow still seated 3rd?
Because that percentage or that win might not have changed the percentage enough. And that's the point, right? Well, if I win nationals, there should be some kind of bonus or something. There's not. It's a straight. This is what it is. They don't apologize for it. No bones about it. This is what it is.
I mean, it's a simple algorithm.
It is a simple algorithm. So anyway, one thing I have heard is, and this is one of the only thing I agree with this should change, the tour. The tour is an anomaly. It is a weird tournament that's broken down over 3 stops. And here's how VSTAR handles it. And they actually have this explanation on their website. The tour qualifier is 1 tournament. They don't rank tour stop 2. They treat it as the first day of the last 2 stops.
Right.
And then how you finish at the stop 3 at the bracket is how your points are divvied up. 2 problems with that, I think. 1, you have a whole weekend of competition that means nothing. You can only hurt yourself, can't help yourself. Correct. You can only get knocked down to the silver bracket. You cannot earn more points because you can still go to the gold and lose in the first round.
Right.
But the bigger issue I have is this: the way the tour qualifier is formatted, if you are not pre-qualified, depending on what age group you're in, you might tie with 6 or 8 other teams for first. So let's say you have a team that's worth 96 points because you put together a great team, but last year they didn't qualify for the tour.
Right.
You go to MLK and you get second.
Yep.
So now you earned that. Great job. But now you go to the tour qualifier and you finish first, go undefeated because your team should have been on the tour. You've got 96 points. Well, now teams that barely qualified for the tour,
right,
but also tied for first, who aren't 96-point teams,
right,
are all getting 96 points.
And I'm also ranked higher than all of the pre-qualifieds in our region.
Right. So now the pre-qualifieds are going to have 95, and all these other teams that just lost to those teams at MLK are now all of a sudden getting more points because they tied with this one team that's better than those 4 teams that pre-qualified. And so you got a little bit of what I think is a overinflation at the top end of VSTAR. And VSTAR is not just for the top end, right? It's for 50, 60, 80. Everybody wants to just do better in the rankings. Right. That's a goal. And that's awesome. So the one little hiccup is the tour qualifier. Yeah. And I'd like to see that change. So if there is one small hiccup with the VSTAR, it's the tour qualifier. I think you get an overinflation of teams. Other than that, I think it does its job. The problem is it claims to be a ranking, which it is, but it's not the ranking people want. People want to know, I'm better than you because I beat you. Yeah. Who's number 1? Who's number 3? Who's number 7? Who's number 8? Am I 14? Am I 13? Am I 50 or am I 53? Yeah. It's not what it does.
But I think that if it's explained that it's how you finish, people will know that's not what to look for anymore.
I hope so. Yeah. We had an element like that for the top group. there used to be a human voting panel.
I know they should bring it back.
I agree. We pitched it. The junior board said they don't want it, so it's not here. There are problems with that, but there are good things and bad things about that as well. But it's whatever.
It should that you put that in there. Everyone, it'll be better ranked.
Well, the top 10 will,
because
top 15 would be better.
Yes. Well, you could still do top.
You
15.
would get rid of that overinflation problem.
Yeah.
If you had. Did you feel that breeze come through? I think our background got a little wavy right there.
I felt chills. They're
felt
multiplying. And I'm Lou. Oh no, where are we at?
So,
yeah, I don't think it's a perfect scenario.
There's not one, but I think it does a good job.
Yeah.
So, when you have those questions about VSTAR, feel free to put them in the comments below. We'll address them or shoot you an email. Remember, VSTAR's 3 different things. Remember, the rankings work different than the live scoring. It's all different. And remember that it's not trying to get it perfect. It's trying to get them in tiers. That's the main thing to remember.
Yeah.
And it's all transparent. If you click on the names,
it tells you where they were,
points.
how they did it. Yeah.
It may not always make sense. You may have to say, well, why? I don't understand. And then you go back and look at it and you're like, oh, there's the list of numbers.
Add them up.
I got that number.
Yeah.
Add my numbers up. Divide by 2 or however many tournaments.
Correct.
But yeah, that's how it works. So that was, I don't know, it was good. It was good. It's a good little moment, little teaching moment.
Yeah.
Glad we could help out.
We like to educate.
It's
one of the parents told me this weekend, I mean, fans.
I was about to say, yeah.
Said
one of our thralls.
that they were that they learned so much. You know, I've had several actually say that there's things that they didn't know about that now they feel more educated about.
Good.
So hopefully this will help the parents, the players, coaches, whoever, the Libwitz is out there, whoever is concerned about how VSTAR works.
Right.
I mean, Libwitz and Lee should know by now how this thing works.
The law firm of Libowitz and Lee.
The proof is in the money. Call me right now. It's hammer time.
Yep.
If you want us to be able to continue to help all of those fans that want us to help them, we're going to need you to like this video.
Yes.
We're going to need you to view this video. We're going to need you to spread the word. Subscribe, share it. Just throw it up on your Facebook, folks.
Yeah.
Let the volleyball world know that there's people out there trying to help. We're like the JJ Watt of volleyball information.
Correct.
We're just trying to give of what we have to help others. That's us. We're givers.
Yeah. And we have merch coming soon.
There's going to be some Win by 2 merch.
And
if you don't have it,
if we can get that 1000th,
that's what we're looking for.
View, 50th subscriber, 100th subscriber, we'll be throwing out some free merch.
Just barely.
Oh, subscribers?
Yeah.
Oh, 150th? If we can get to that 150th, 200 subscriber, maybe there'll be some free merch out there.
And there's going to be so much to look forward to. We're going to do an entire series of pros and cons videos, like coaches coaching 2 top teams, travel protocols by clubs.
Oh, yeah.
Training methods. We're going to do stuff about Premier, North Texas Volleyball, the new tryout procedure. Something's coming, guys. Be ready. And we're going to tell you all about it. We're going to break it down right here.
Come?
2 hours later.
We're going to do an episode. One of the episodes we're going to do is a split screen of how parents versus how coaches watch a game. We're going to do an episode where this is what parents see when you're sitting next to parents. We're going to mic up a parent.
Point!
Gooby. One of us might pretend to be a parent while or we might just watch a video with a parent. Like we're still brainstorming that idea, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So and then the recruiting episode that we had last week, we're going to do more stuff like that.
Yeah. And I still think we're going to break down what you get for what you pay.
That's a great idea for clubs. They had a parent ask for that as a request.
Yes.
So there's going to be so much content on here that I think will just be fun to watch. We're going to be us. I know today's episode wasn't all yuck 'em ups. It was a lot of numbers, but still, I think it's good. And we're going to mix it in.
We're going to let everybody know.
I mean, they can't all be Super Bowl commercials. You know what I'm saying?
Like that Budweiser one
I don't know. The Tide ones were cracking me up.
about the water.
Shout out to Budweiser.
It got me a little bit.
The Hyundai one with the cancer survivors.
Oh yeah, that was.
No, I cried. I cried like Marley and Me. Like I full out.
That was
cried.
pretty touching. That was pretty touching.
I was like, Hyundai does. I'm going to buy a Hyundai, and then she goes, but I'd like to thank you in person. I'm bald like a.
Yeah.
Oh.
That one was pretty good.
That was crazy.
But that was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
You're
that was
over
2
it
or
now.
3 weeks
Come on
ago.
now.
The Eli Manning one was funny too. The Dirty Dancing parodies.
I didn't watch the whole thing.
That would crack me
I didn't watch the whole thing, but there was some guy kept popping up in every commercial. What was that about?
That was the Tide one.
Oh, okay.
He kept going, like you kept thinking it was some other one. He goes, Tide. And it was like a take on different commercials, but it always came back to Tide. You need to watch it.
I will.
Dude, like they'll have a
watch that
YouTube
one.
montage of them.
Yeah.
They were pretty funny. Actually, a really good year for Super Bowl commercials, if I'm being honest. But and the game was all whatever. Who cares?
I mean,
It's football. Who cares about sports?
They'd have to be good because we submitted a 1x2 commercial and we came up a little short.
It was budgetary though. They said it was the best commercial they had,
Yes.
but it was because we were using a 4K camera. And but we didn't have the budget.
No.
We lost out to Clay Cooley Dodge.
We were close. We were close. But we're saving up for our building.
Hey, yeah,
we got all
right.
kinds of stuff going
listen,
on.
Well, we can't just be giving away all of our creative genius for free.
No.
Come on, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well, if you stuck around this long, thanks to you. Like, share, subscribe. Tell people about Win by Two so we can keep helping everybody help themselves. Help us help you help you.
Yeah, coaches, those of you that are making your staff watch this, which I've heard numerous.
Yeah.
We love that. But
Yeah.
make your staff watch it on their phone at the same time.
Yeah. So we get more likes. And if you guys want to come on,
Yeah.
come on.
We may be taking this show on the road once or twice.
Let's go. We're down. Tired of just being us. I think I want to be with him every day.
He does.
Stupid.
He does.
Yeah. Because I'm so into trucker hats. All right, volleyball peeps. We'll catch y'all next time. Thanks for watching. Laters.
Peace.